Let's be real for a moment. Have you ever noticed that your mornings just don't feel as strong, as energized, or as reliable as they used to? Sure, you still drink coffee every single day, but imagine this. What if a few small additions to that same cup could do more than just wake you up? What if it could actually boost your blood flow, give you steady energy, and even help bring back that confidence in the moments that matter? Something many men start losing after 50. My name is Dr. Michael Grant, and I've spent over a decade working with thousands of men who face these exact challenges. And here's the truth I've discovered. Sometimes the most effective answers aren't in a prescription bottle, they're sitting right there in your kitchen cabinet. That's why today I want to show you how to transform your ordinary morning coffee into something far more powerful. A daily ritual that supports your body, your health, and your performance all day long. Now, before you roll your eyes and think this sounds like some new age herbal hack, let me assure you it's not. Every method I'm about to share is backed by solid peer-reviewed research. No myths, just science. And more importantly, these are strategies real men have been using in my practice with incredible success for years. It makes your heart beat faster, sharpens your focus, and gives you that instant jolt of energy. But here's the catch. Regular coffee only gives you a quick spike, and then the crash hits. You're wide awake for an hour or two, and then by mid-morning you're reaching for cup number 2 just to stay afloat. And under the surface, it's not fixing the deeper problems: declining testosterone, stiffening blood vessels, and fading energy. Honestly, that morning caffeine jolt is nothing more than a band-aid on a broken pipe. So why stop at just staying awake when you can actually fuel your body for real results? With just a few simple tweaks, your morning cup can shift from a basic routine into premium fuel for your health and vitality. Think of it this way: would you ever pour cheap gas into a Ferrari? Of course not. After 50, your body is that high-performance engine. It doesn't just need the bare minimum, it deserves the good stuff. And the beauty is these upgrades don't require expensive supplements. Most of them are ingredients you already own or can grab for a couple of bucks at the grocery store. And the very first one I want you to try is cinnamon. Now, I'm not telling you to dump half a jar into your cup, just a small pinch enough to flavor without overpowering. But here's the catch: not all cinnamon is created equal. If you can go for Ceylon cinnamon, sometimes called true cinnamon, it's different from the common cassia kind you find everywhere, and here's why it matters. Ceylon has far lower levels of coumarin, a compound that can stress your liver when consumed daily in high amounts. So why cinnamon? Because it's one of nature's most effective blood sugar regulators. Studies show it can cut fasting blood sugar by up to 29%. And here's the big deal: blood sugar control is everything when it comes to circulation, and yes, especially circulation down there. When your sugar spikes and crashes all day, it slowly destroys the tiny blood vessels that feed your most sensitive areas. Think of it like this: unchecked blood sugar turns your bloodstream into syrup, scraping and scarring the inside of those delicate vessels. Over time, that's exactly why performance begins to fade. Cinnamon, with its powerful polyphenols, steps in like a shield, smoothing out those spikes, protecting those vessels, and keeping your blood flowing freely. And that means more stability, more energy, and more confidence where it counts. We're talking about blood vessels so tiny, thinner than a single strand of hair. And here's the problem: they're usually the first ones to get damaged when blood sugar goes out of control. High sugar levels trigger something called glycation. Think of it as your blood turning sticky like syrup, clogging up those delicate pathways. Over time, it scrapes against the artery walls like sandpaper, leaving them weaker and less flexible. But here's the good news. Cinnamon is packed with powerful compounds known as polyphenols. These little warriors help smooth things out, keeping your blood sugar steady and protecting those fragile vessels. And when your circulation stays clean and steady, the benefits show up exactly where men need it most. Now, here's the part most guys find fascinating. Cinnamon doesn't just regulate blood sugar, it also creates a gentle warming effect in the body. This warmth comes from a natural compound called cinnamaldehyde, which helps your blood vessels relax and expand, a process known as vasodilation. You know that pleasant flush you get when you eat something spicy and feel heat spreading through your body? Cinnamon gives you a softer, more controlled version of that. And here's why that matters. Cinnamaldehyde also stimulates your body to produce more nitric oxide, the very same molecule behind how Viagra works. This natural boost in nitric oxide means better circulation, stronger blood flow, and a more reliable performance without relying on a pill. I've had men tell me the difference was night and day. One patient, a 5'8" construction worker, said that a small sprinkle of cinnamon in his morning coffee was enough to keep him sharp and energized, before he was crashing after lunch and desperately needing a nap. Now he powers through the afternoon with steady strength and focus. No jitters, no energy roller coaster, just balance. And the bonus: it makes your coffee taste incredible, like a gourmet drink straight out of an artisan cafe. If you've ever tried a traditional Mexican coffee or a Middle Eastern spice coffee, you already know this flavor combination has been celebrated for centuries. Those cultures figured out the benefits of cinnamon long before modern science caught up. So once you've experimented with cinnamon, let's move to the next game changer, cocoa powder. And I don't mean the sugary hot chocolate mix you give kids. I mean the real unsweetened cocoa that's so rich and dark it almost looks black. Just a single teaspoon stirred into your morning cup can completely transform it. Here's why. Cocoa is absolutely loaded with flavonoids, especially epicatechin and catechin, the same compounds that give dark chocolate its health reputation, but without all the sugar and calories. And these flavonoids do something critical. They ramp up your body's production of nitric oxide. Think of nitric oxide as the master switch for blood flow. It's the signal that tells your vessels to open wide, allowing blood to move freely. When you're young, your body produces plenty of it. But after the age of 50, that natural production drops by nearly half. Less nitric oxide means weaker circulation, and weaker circulation means less reliable performance. Cocoa helps turn that around. In fact, one study published in the Journal of Hypertension found that men who consumed cocoa daily experienced blood flow improvements similar to certain medications without the unpleasant side effects. Doctors measured a whopping 30% improvement in something called flow-mediated dilation, which basically means how easily and effectively your arteries can expand. But cocoa doesn't just help your body, it also works on your mind. It contains compounds called anandamides, nicknamed the bliss chemicals, the same ones your brain produces when you're in love. It literally lifts your mood. On top of that, cocoa also contains phenylethylamine, a natural antidepressant. So by adding it to your coffee, you're not only supporting your physical performance, you're also putting your mindset in the right place. And as every man knows, half the battle is mental. And let's be real for a second half, the battle isn't physical at all. It's mental. If your head isn't in the game, your body can't follow. That's another reason cocoa deserves a spot in your morning routine. Beyond everything it does for circulation, it's also packed with magnesium, a mineral most men are seriously lacking. Magnesium is critical for healthy testosterone levels and strong, responsive muscles. Without it, your energy drops, your workouts feel harder, and your drive takes a hit. Adding cocoa to your coffee is one of the easiest, most natural ways to get more of it. And the taste? Smooth, rich, mocha-like, without the sugar crash you'd get from a coffeehouse drink. If the flavor feels a little too bitter at first, don't worry. Just add a pinch of stevia or monk fruit natural sweeteners that won't send your blood sugar on a roller coaster. Now let's move on to something truly fascinating, maca powder. In Peru, they've been using this root for thousands of years, and they've nicknamed it nature's Viagra. But here's the difference. Maca doesn't force an artificial reaction for a couple of hours. Instead, it works with your body to help it produce more of its own hormones naturally. Think of it less like a temporary shortcut and more like tuning up your engine so it runs better on its own. Maca grows high in the Andes, around 14000 feet above sea level, where almost nothing else can survive. Those extreme conditions give the root incredible resilience and pack it with nutrients. Inside, you'll find 19 amino acids, vitamins C and E, minerals like calcium, zinc, iron, magnesium, and compounds unique to maca called macamides and manganese. These don't exist in any other plant on Earth, and the research is eye-opening. In one 2009 study, men who took about 2.4 grams daily, that's just 1 teaspoon for 12 weeks, reported noticeable boosts in desire and performance. Another study found it improved sperm production and motility. But here's what sets maca apart. It's not a stimulant. It's classified as an adaptogen. That means it helps your body handle stress better and restores balance to your entire system. What's even more impressive is how maca seems to work on your hypothalamus and pituitary gland, the command centers for your hormones. Instead of adding outside hormones, maca nudges your body to produce more of its own. That's why the improvements build slowly but steadily over time. No quick crash, just lasting results. Flavor-wise, maca gives your coffee a subtle, nutty, almost butterscotch-like taste. Some guys say it reminds them of malted milk. Some love it right away, others take a little time to adjust. A quick tip: yellow maca is the mildest in flavor. Red maca is often praised for prostate health, and black maca is considered the strongest for energy and stamina. If you're just getting started, yellow is the safest bet. And the results: most men notice more drive, more clarity, and higher energy within 2 or 3 weeks. Not an overnight miracle, but real sustainable progress. And it doesn't just show up in the bedroom. Men report better workouts, sharper focus, and just a stronger sense of feeling like themselves again. One of my patients, a 4-year-old teacher, told me, "It was like someone flipped a switch in my brain. The fog lifted, and everything became clear again." Now, I know what you might be thinking: coconut oil and coffee, really? It sounds strange at first. But trust me on this, when you blend just 1 teaspoon of coconut oil into a hot cup, it transforms the texture. Instead of a thin, bitter drink, you get this creamy, velvety coffee that keeps you satisfied for hours. No mid-morning energy crash, no sudden hunger, no desperate grab for a donut at 10 a.m. Just smooth, steady fuel. Here's where the science really kicks in. Your body can't produce testosterone out of thin air, it needs raw materials. And those building blocks come from healthy fats and cholesterol. Not the cheap processed trans fats that wreck your system, but real nourishing fats. If you've spent years chasing low-fat diets thinking you were doing yourself a favor, the truth is you may have been starving your hormones, the very fuel they require. That's where coconut oil comes in. It's rich in something called medium-chain triglycerides, or MCTs. Unlike other fats that take the long road through your digestive system, MCTs bypass the weight. They head straight to your liver and get converted almost instantly into usable energy. Imagine it as premium-grade fuel your body can tap into right away, no delays, no wasted effort. Roughly 60% of coconut oil is made up of these MCTs, especially lauric acid, a compound that not only fuels your body but also supports your immune system with natural antimicrobial properties. And here's where it gets exciting. Research shows MCTs can actually raise testosterone levels. In fact, one study found that men consuming MCTs had about 20% higher testosterone compared to those who relied on other types of fat. On top of that, they showed stronger thyroid function, which is critical for keeping your metabolism revving and your energy consistent. That's why so many men swear by what's often called bulletproof coffee, coffee blended with coconut oil. They report steady energy all morning, sharper focus, better performance in the gym, and a level of clarity that plain black coffee just can't deliver. The fats slow down how quickly your body absorbs caffeine. Instead of spiking and crashing, the energy is released gradually over several hours. Over time, that steady fat intake also supports healthier, more stable testosterone levels. But here's a pro tip: you can't just dump a spoonful of oil into your mug and stir it with a spoon. Do that and you'll be staring at an unappetizing oil slick floating on top. The trick is blending. Toss your coffee and coconut oil into a blender, use a frother, or even shake it up hard in a mason jar. Done right, it turns into a creamy, frothy latte that honestly tastes like it came from an upscale coffee house. Now, I'll be honest, some men don't handle it perfectly at first. Your gallbladder needs time to adjust to processing that much fat in the morning. So start small. Begin with half a teaspoon, then slowly work your way up. If you feel any digestive discomfort, pull back and increase the amount more gradually. And if coconut oil feels too heavy, try MCT oil instead. It's more concentrated and, for many guys, easier to digest. And that brings us to the final powerhouse ingredient: ginger. Freshly grated or even powdered, this root is like rocket fuel for your circulation. Inside are compounds called gingerols and shogaols, some of the most potent natural anti-inflammatories known. They open up blood vessels, reduce inflammation, and here's the surprising part. Studies show ginger can actually boost testosterone levels by protecting your testicles from oxidative stress. I know that might sound unusual, but think about it. Your testicles are under constant stress every single day. Long hours sitting down, tight clothing, the natural byproducts of metabolism, even exposure to toxins in your environment, it all adds up. And remember, for optimal hormone function, the temperature of your testicles needs to be 2 to 3 degrees cooler than the rest of your body. When they overheat or are bombarded by stress, testosterone production suffers. Ginger steps in as a shield, keeping them healthier and functioning at their peak. In 2012, researchers found that men who added ginger daily for 3 months saw their testosterone levels rise by nearly 18%. Another study showed improvements in both sperm count and motility. The reason ginger seems to stimulate the release of luteinizing hormone, the messenger that tells your testicles, hey, it's time to produce more testosterone. In your morning coffee, ginger brings a warm, spicy kick, not overpowering, just enough to wake your system gently, like a soft alarm instead of a blaring siren. It gets you moving without the shock. A quarter teaspoon of powder or a thin slice of fresh ginger, about the size of a quarter, is all it takes. So which is better, fresh or powdered ginger? Fresh ginger carries more volatile oils, giving you that instant circulation boost and a bright, energizing effect. Powder, on the other hand, is more concentrated in the long-lasting active compounds, making it great for steady benefits over time. Personally, I suggest fresh ginger in the morning for that quick wake-up effect, while powder is perfect if you're prepping ahead or traveling. Now, a word of caution, ginger can be a little intense if your stomach is sensitive. Start small or take it alongside food. And remember, ginger naturally thins the blood a bit, so if you're on blood-thinning medication, talk with your doctor first. For most men, though, it's incredibly safe. After all, this root has been used in traditional medicine for over 5,000 years. At this point, you might be wondering, do I really have to turn my kitchen into a chemistry lab every morning? The answer is no. The key is to keep it simple and sustainable. Start with just one ingredient. For example, add cinnamon to your coffee every morning for a week and notice how you feel. Once you're comfortable, layer in cocoa the next week. You don't need all 5 ingredients every day. In fact, that might overwhelm your system at first. Here's the lazy man's shortcut that still works. Make a small pre-mix of cinnamon and cocoa. Keep it in a jar next to your coffee maker and drop a spoonful into your cup each morning. Done in 5 seconds flat. Or if you're curious about maca, keep a bag on hand and add a teaspoon whenever you want. And if you really want to level up, try my weekend power coffee. Here's the recipe. Brew your regular coffee, then toss it into a blender with 1 teaspoon of coconut oil, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of cocoa, and a thin slice of fresh ginger. Blend it for about 30 seconds, and what you get is a rich, frothy latte-style drink that not only tastes incredible but also fuels your body in ways plain coffee never could. But remember, don't overdo it. More is not better here. If you load your coffee with all 5 ingredients on day 1, you'll probably give yourself digestive issues and swear off the whole idea. The secret is to start small, build slowly, and give your body time to adjust. And let's be clear, this isn't a cure for serious conditions like diabetes or heart disease. Always see your doctor if you have major health issues. This approach is about optimization, not medication. It's about giving your body smarter fuel, not replacing professional treatment. One last rule: skip the sugar-loaded versions. Sweetened cocoa powder, candied ginger, or cinnamon sugar may taste good, but they completely cancel out the benefits. The goal is to stabilize your blood sugar, not spike it higher. Stick with the real natural ingredients and your body will thank you. And here's the most important thing: don't give up too soon. Your body has been running the same way for decades. It won't completely transform after just a few days. Real change takes time. Give yourself at least a full month before deciding if these upgrades are making a difference. Here's a simple plan to follow. Week 1. Start with cinnamon, just a quarter teaspoon in your coffee every morning. That's it, nothing complicated. Pay attention to how you feel. Week 2. If you're enjoying it, add 1 teaspoon of cocoa along with the cinnamon. Notice your energy, your mood, your focus. Week 3. Try adding maca 3 times this week, say Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. See what shifts. Week 4. Experiment with coconut oil or ginger, whichever excites you more. Track your progress. Write down your daily energy levels, your mood, even your workouts or morning performance, whatever matters most to you. Rate yourself from 1 to 10. The small notes you keep will show you the changes happening right in front of you. Here's my bet: by the end of 30 days, you'll notice enough of a difference that you won't want to stop. In fact, most men who try this end up making it a permanent part of their morning ritual. And if you really want a solid place to begin, use my 3-ingredient starter combo: cinnamon, cocoa, and maca every morning for 1 month. The total investment may be $15. The potential reward: feeling like yourself again. Gentlemen, hear me on this. You don't have to accept decline as your new normal. Aging doesn't have to mean weakness, fatigue, or giving up on yourself. Your morning coffee can be so much more than just a wake-up call. It can be a daily act of strength, a way to support your body naturally in everything that makes you a man. These aren't exotic, hard-to-find ingredients. They're simple, they're inexpensive, they taste good, and they're backed not only by modern research but also by centuries of traditional wisdom. Tomorrow morning when you reach for your coffee, remember this. With just one small change, you can begin fueling your body for something greater. Your body is still capable of extraordinary things, it just needs the right fuel. So here's my challenge, drop a comment and tell me what you already add to your coffee. I'd love to hear your experiences. And if you try one of these upgrades, come back and share how it went. You might inspire another man to take that first step toward reclaiming his energy and confidence. If this video helped you, hit that subscribe button for more straight talk about men's health after 50. No hype. No hype. No judgment. Just practical solutions that work. And don't keep this to yourself, share it with a buddy. Sometimes the most powerful gift you can give a friend is information that could change his life. Until next time, this is Dr. Michael Grant, reminding you small, consistent choices lead to massive results. Stay strong, gentlemen.